What's up everybody? Welcome back to yet another video here from my office. Today we are tying a simple and easy candy style baitfish with some products from Baitfish, which I will be talking a little bit about. Also, I will be talking about some UV resin, and it might not be what you think, so make sure you stick to the end of this video so I can cover this whole thing about UV resins, because I do get quite a few messages regarding on these resins and the lamps and all that. So I will cover that in this video, so make sure you stick around. Before I start tying this fly, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down there and also the bell so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. I can see that almost 80% of all my views are from not subscribers, so maybe leave a sub and a like. Let's jump down to it here and crank out this candy baitfish. So also a new thing you might have been noticing is up over my head, you can't see it here, but up over my head I have mounted the camera that tracked me in the last video. I kind of want to try out a few more angles here, and let me know how you like it this way down in the comments. So get my tying thread here. Get some thread onto the hook here, which is the NS156. I have it here. Maybe with this whole new setup here, you guys can kind of see what I'm using. That's at least the whole idea, because you guys do ask a lot where I get my products and what it is and what sizes. These videos are kind of meant to just give some inspiration and show some techniques. And the hooks and the sizes are not that important. I know you guys ask a lot about that, but it's really not that important. And same thing with the materials. I mean, I get tagged in so many cool flies that are inspired by what I do. So even if I list the whole thing, I bet 90% of all of you guys will just use what you have lying around. You might not have a white bucktail, but you have one in blue and you want to try out this type of fly, then you will just tie it in blue. So making a list doesn't make that much sense to me. And also I want to support the local shops. So I won't be listing a shop where you can buy this unless there is a shop watching out there who wants to sponsor an episode. Then we can talk, email me and we can talk about that. But otherwise, I would always suggest that you guys just buy local, support your local shops. They need food on the table as well. Let's keep going here. Kind of got on a sidetrack there. For this one, I want to be using a little bit of bucktail. And I've said it before, the ones down here on the tail have a little bit more air in them, so they will flare out when you tie on top of them. So I will be using something from the tip up here that doesn't hold that much air, so they don't flare out. And that way you can use the entire tail for different things. So just pluck out the shortest hairs. See if I can do it here on the new setup. So if you take the bucktail in the very tip, you can stroke your fingers across like this, and that way you will only pull out the shortest fibers. Measure that out, and it should be just about this length. Tighten that down. Kind of roll it around the hook, not the entire way around, but just the top half, kind of like this. There you go. Tie this all the way up to the hook eye there. Make sure it's nice and tight, just like that. Then I want some type of flash in there, not a whole lot. I've chosen some in pink for this one because almost any baitfish have this pink hue to them. So let's get that on there. Two wraps, this forward facing part here, just flip that over. Tie that down. So now that is in there as well. Get thread up to the hook eye, or almost the hook eye. Don't worry about this being a little bit long. You can just, this is wing and flash, you can just kind of plug it like this to make it a little bit shorter, like so. Then I will tie in 2 grizzly feathers here for the back. I want those to be a little bit longer than everything else, just right around here. I like to measure it out by holding them up like this, and then where my thumb is where I'll be cutting. So let me just transfer that like this. Trim off the feathers. Right? And I know I said I want to tie them in, which was a big fat lie. I will be gluing them in because that is just a little bit easier. At least it is for me. So let's just slap on a whip finish here. So the thread is under control. Don't cut it off just yet, because I will be using these fish foils from Pro Sport Fisher. Mentioning Pro Sport Fisher, they are actually a sponsor of today's video. So thank you to Pro for sponsoring this video today. If you're not familiar with Pro, they have a huge lineup of all sort of things like these fish foils, or some of my favorite shrimp shells that I use for the glass shrimp, and basically every shrimp that I have. These ones here are with eyes, but they also make some without eyes, and without a doubt they make the best 3D eyes. These are flat and doesn't have that UV coating on them, so it's very easy to make slim profile heads with this. They have the best tube fly system, if you ask me, the best jungle cock substitute. I mean, I will link their website down below, so you can go and check out some of their products. I can't mention all here because it's probably in the thousands, but really great products, and which is also why I said yes to that they're sponsoring this video. Eric's Hooks bought Pro Sport Fisher a while back, so I already know the guys, and yeah, you know, great products, great people. Check them out if you're not familiar with their products already. They do not sell to end user, so you will have to kind of look in your local area and talk to them if they have the Pro lineup. Otherwise, your shop can contact Pro Sport Fisher. Okay, so still supporting the locals here. Back to the fly. Let's glue in the feathers before we use that fish foil. You know, I like to put on a drop of glue like this, and then just hold that down on the hook here. That way you can get the feather to sit exactly where you want it. Nothing is sliding around on you. With this technique, same thing. Put on a drop here. Right Might have to turn the vise just a little bit. So on these you want to be on the top as well. Just like that. Now, the thing about UV resin and all the questions I get is that the most important thing is not necessarily the resin. This resin here, you can see the bottle is just black bottle because I have found a UV resin. I'm sure many of you guys have already found this as well. On Amazon you can buy like 10 bottles, these huge ones, these big ones here, and I just fill it in a smaller bottle because this one is just way too unpractical, especially for these smaller ones. I know everybody is, you need this resin and it needs to be thick and it needs to be thin and all that. This is a medium viscosity and the secret lies within the lamp. This is a loon lamp, but every lamp that has the right frequency of light, I will also put in an article down below because it's just it's a really big thing to cover in one video, but in short, the secret lies within the lamp. It needs to have the right frequency, and if it has that and the correct voltage as well, these AAA batteries, they will not power a damn thing. That's why your resins don't harden, and that's why they leave a residue. You need a lamp with power and the right frequency of light that comes through the LED in the front. I will leave the resin I use in this video down below so you can check that out, because and that's the one thing where I don't feel you have to buy locally, because it's just a complete rip-off. This costs close to nothing, and they charge massive amounts of money for these small bottles. And I might be shooting myself in the foot here, but come on. This UV resin you can find very cheap. So no need for one little bottle to cost 5 or 10 euros. I've even seen that. I won't mention any brand names, but you want to save a little bit of money. So a little bit for everybody in this video here. Right, so the feathers are in. And the way you plug out these fish foils here is to, these are pre-cut, 3D printed. You can see it here, kind of just, and there's one for the left side and one for the right side. And that's just the beauty of the guys, or the guy who invented Pro. He really thinks everything through. Brilliant, brilliant mind, and a good friend as well. So the idea is you tie these in. I actually cut this a little bit too tight, so I might have to reverse the process a little bit here so I can catch that. Let me see. Yeah, I can't seem to catch this one. There we go. Might not be the prettiest. They both work. So catch that, kind of like this. See it here. This will, of course, look a lot cooler as soon as it gets a layer of UV resin, because it will kind of act like a, what do you call these glasses? The resin will act like one of those, and enlarge it a little bit. Let's put one in on the other side here. Like that. Let's get the finish in. And these stick a little bit, and they have some glue on the back side. Not enough to hold them on there, but just enough so you can work with them. Got a tying thread, don't need that anymore. Let's just get these foils under control here. Placing a drop glue on this side. Place the foil down into it. Take your lamp, cure that resin. And that will get it under control. Now, the side facing towards me is just the way I want it. That's pretty common if you tie flies, that the side towards yourself turns out to be the prettiest one. It's kind of hard to see what's going on this side anyway. So, just cure that. There's one kind of sticking out on me here. Get that away. Same with these kind of stray fibers here. It's easy to get those under control. You just put on a drop of resin, let it soak in just a little bit, and then take them like this, hold them where I want them to be, cure that, and that way you get everything under control. I need to charge this lamp. That's one way you can tell when you need to charge these lamps is when the resin stops curing almost instantly. It's time to charge the lamp. But I mean, these lamps, let me just pull out the battery here. These lamps have this big battery with 3.7 volt, which is the power you need to I mean, like I talked about, to get that correct frequency, and I put in the battery in the wrong way around. There we go. So the only thing there's left to do now is just to kind of build up that candy style head. And these flies are so great because they are tangle free, especially if you put resin on them all the way back to the hook bend there. There we go. Same thing, I always say, if you want a nice round head on your flies, just keep it spinning in the vise like this. And then start curing it at the same time. And this is the same thing If some of you guys remember the epoxies, you'd have to mix 2 types of epoxy and then make a head, and then you would put the fly into one of these electric wheels that would spin them really slowly. So same concept here. It's the finishing coat here. And again, I mentioned that in the last video as well, that you really need to think about how much room there is from the head of the fly down to the hook tip there. Careful that you do not close up that gap too much, because you will get some trouble in hooking the fish. So let's keep this spinning here. Turn on the lamp and then just cure that while spinning it. Probably need to shine on this one a little bit longer, because the battery isn't charged all the way. This is, yeah, that's cured. Pretty good to me. So now all there's left is to go photograph this, and then of course go throw it to a hungry sea trout. So that was it for today's video, guys. I know it's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but trying to cover a little bit of the stuff about Pro and the resin. And as I said, I will leave some of the links down below, especially to the resin, because it's a really great UV resin, and it doesn't cost, as we say in Denmark, it doesn't cost the tip of a jet. Don't ask me where that comes from. But this is not expensive, and the Pro products are really, really cool. So thanks again to Pro for sponsoring this video. That's it for today, guys. I will see you in the next one.